Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games. I just want to make a short video, hopefully short, just to show some of the things that I've been making recently for my Vampire Counts army for Old World. Now, what I've been making is a massive zombie horde out of a variety of minis, including a couple of little unit filler bases. So I just want to show you some of the minis that I've been using, what I've been kit bashing together from a couple of different kits, and show you what is and isn't possible when you're making huge units, all the different ranges that are compatible and size differences between them and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to flip the camera around so you're looking down at my work area here, and let's have a look, see what's going on. So what I've been building is a variety of undead minis from different manufacturers, and hopefully you can see these all okay. Now, classic leapy, stretchy forward zombies, all sorts of bits and pieces. Now, what I've got some huge units of zombies for Old World. If you're familiar with Warhammer The Old World, Vampire Counts are one of the Legends armies, the extra armies that we've got special lists for that aren't contained within Ravening Hordes or Forces of Fantasy, and they aren't going to be getting the model support that some of the other ranges are. So here we are. I've got a couple of minis here. Just going to show you off a little stream of minis and give you an idea of what I've been building. As many zombies as I could get my little beady hands on, greedy hands on. And let me show you some of the things that I've used to achieve this. Now, this guy here, this zombie here, and this other zombie here. Now, these ones are from the Soulblight Gravelords Dead Walker Zombies kit. Now, this guy is pretty much standard as he comes out of the box. Fantastic little zombie villager guy. This guy, Dead Soldier. I don't like the style of carrying the gravestone on their back with a bit of weird earth. So this one's got like a plank with the stuff, the gravestone and the grass and other bits and pieces. I don't want whole units of zombies on square bases all carrying the gravestone. So I've left maybe one or two like this, and then the rest of them I've converted up in different ways. So this guy, he's going to end up with a bit of stake coming through his shield, so his shield's been skewered to him. But he's one of the Dead Walker zombies out of that kit. Okay, and so is this guy. There's another 20 of those to build. In fact, here's the sprue. Let's have a quick look at the sprue. So this is the Dead Walker zombie sprue. There's that pitchfork arm, and wherever he is, somewhere on there. That's the body part for that guy with the sword. And it's just, I don't like this style of grave marker that they're supposed to have stuck to their back. So one's had the scythe, because classic zombie Hero Quest zombie with scythe, and the meat cleavery looking thing, because that's also classic, like the zombies out of Hero Quest. But as few as possible models with the grave marker attached. Now, these zombies are very cool. They're very skinny, and their parts don't kit bash particularly well with anything else I've found, because they are so slim. But they're beautiful models in their own right. And if you're mixing in with the unit from other manufacturers' models, work absolutely fine, as I will show you. So we built some of those, but if you've heard me talking before about minis, I really don't like too much repetition of mini pose and what have you in my unit. So dislike having two of the same mini in a unit if I can help it. So what we've done, we've built some of those. We have built classic mantic zombies like these. Now, the mantic zombies, if you're familiar with those, come on a sprue like this that has 3 pairs of legs, 3 bodies, a couple of arms here for these 2 torsos, half a dozen heads, and then a bit of spine, which is you can have just a pair of legs with a bit of spine sticking out of it. And then you also get this little part of a torso where he's emerging from the ground. So you can have a zombie like this little chap. So if he was like climbing out of the grave. Now, one thing with the Mantic zombies, so for example, like this chap, because they come with these little puddle style bases, the little round bases on the bottom, you either have to cut that off, as I've done here, a little bit roughly, to be fair, but cut that off so you can stick them on the required base size for whatever we want to use. If you want to put them on rounds, on this style of base, or squares as I've done here. If you're using the Mantic bases, now I think I've got a Mantic model here somewhere. So it's a Mantic skeleton I've got here. But if you're using the Mantic style bases, they're 20mm square bases. Hopefully you can see that well enough. And the circular base plugs into their square base to leave you a flat finish. But then that's a 20mm base, and we need 25mm squares for Old World. So what I have found, and we have these available for sale at Mighty Lancer Games, is this style of base. Now these are made by a company called Freebooter Miniatures. I think they made a skirmish game that was a little bit short-lived, sadly. But they have a dish hollow surface to them. So I'll use this Wargames Atlantic skeleton here as an example. So he comes on a puddle base, but that dish in this larger base is quite well suited to accommodate that puddle base, and then still leave you with that 25mm footprint that you need to make your models rank up nicely. That's excellent. So these bases are available on the website mightylancergames.co.uk, and they're fully they're the right thickness and everything to be compatible with any GW style bases that you may have, but swallow up these puddles with absolutely no issue at all. So that's what for the next batch of these Mantic zombies that I'll be putting together, that is what I will be doing. Now, unfortunately, the Mantic zombies, they do have limited posability. However, the legs can be used with torsos from other kits. So, give you an example of that. Here is, wherever he is, and I think I've just stuck the puddle onto the top of the base for this chap, but wherever he is, had one. What would I mean? There. So this is the body. It's Mantic pair of legs stuck on the base. Now I was just planning on like building that up with a bit of base in texture, but I think a whole unit of that would be a little bit extreme. And then this torso and these arms are from the classic GW zombie kit that unfortunately isn't in production anymore. So let me find you an example of one of those. So this guy here, he is a fully classic GW zombie, and this model here has a head from a different kit. I'll show you that in a second. Now, so this is really a mishmash of stuff. So he's got Mantic legs, and then an old GW torso. I found some bits and pieces in a bits box. Like this guy, found him in the rummaging around, so I clipped him off the old base that he was on, glued him on a new 25. But just trying to make as many different zombies as possible. So once these guys are all painted and they're in a unit of 40 models, there's definitely going to be some variation there, which is what I was going for. So classic parts with Mantic zombie parts, and then this head is from the Fireforge Games Living Dead Peasants kit, which I'll show you a sprue for in a second. So these all work pretty well together, and as you can see, scale-wise, Mantic legs, even with that little bit of height difference, they're relatively well matched up against each other. And then these, give you an example there against that Deadwalker zombie. So they're just a little, the old ones are just a little bit like heavier set, And the heads are obviously massive compared to the classic, the new minis. The classic heads are huge compared to the new heads. The new minis are a lot slimmer, but they're models on a tabletop. Then you're going to be stood 3 feet away. I don't think it's the end of the world that there's a little bit of a size difference, scale difference in some body parts, as long as they're not hugely out of proportion elsewhere. Now, another thing that I've done is I found a few sprues of flagellants. So I've put a couple of spare flagellants together, and I'm going to paint those up as zombies. So this guy is going to be a zombie flagellant with his raggedy robes and what have you. I'm going to paint his skin all green. So he's going to be mixed in with my unit of zombies as a deader guy. So this is, I've only got a partial sprue of these, but this is an example of like the kind of body that we're looking at, a raggedy robed torso. The arms are all a little bit muscly. So what I have done, example, which I had exactly at hand there, example here. So this is, actually I think, no, not the same, not exactly the same torso. So this is flagellant head on here, flagellant body, but these arms are here. So we've got some particularly manky looking arms on this guy, when he's got like a little spike hammer thing. So they are arms that fit beautifully on there from that Fireforge Living Dead Peasants kit. And I think that looks pretty good. Once he's painted, he's going to look great. Now, let's see how does flagellant scale up against our other couple of zombies, because scale is important. So if I can line myself up, they're very much all within the same height range, which is pretty good there. Okay, so we've got flagellants, we've got mantic zombies, we've got Soulblight Gravelords zombies. What I've also done is taken some of the Reaper zombies. Now, Reaper in the Black Bones USA regular Reaper Bones range do a variety of awesome fantasy zombies. These are some that I had, and I've got a couple more here. So all different models as well. That's very important to me, having different sculpts. Now these ones all have molded bases on, but as you can see, quite easy to snip off the base there, and then super glue him onto a 25mm base, and he scales lovely with our other zombies. He's fine. He's maybe a little bit tall, if anything, but not every villager is the same height. Goes pretty well in there with that dude. So put a few of those together, and then we move on to, there's our mantic zombie. Rawr. And he's, obviously he's leaning forward, but he's well scaled against those guys there. And then, so there's that body climbing out of the floor. And again, some spares from the old GW zombie kit that I had. So just stuck that torso onto the climbing out the ground body. So he'll be mixed in with the unit and with the basing texture to build up the base around him there. So we've got that guy. Now, what we've also got, and also requiring a little bit of base texture, are a couple of Bad Squiddo zombie shield maiden warriors from this pack. So just for a little bit more variety, decided to crack those out so we could do a little bit of size comparison with these guys. So again, maybe a little bit chunky compared to our new Soulblight. Get in the shot, boy. Compared to the Soulblight Gravelord Deadwalker zombie, the new style Deadwalker zombie. But even within the pack, like this one with the axe here on the right is taller than this lady with the axe and the shield. So we've got these two and our Reaper zombie. And if I can hold them somewhere level, you'll see that they are... So two Bad Squiddo and the Reaper zombie, and you'll see that they are roughly very much of a similar height and build. So once painted, they're going to be absolutely fine in a unit together. So Bad Squiddo, Mantic, Reaper, all sorts of juicy little goodies there. Now this couple of minis with the gravestones on the back. Now these are from the Cursed City set. Now the Cursed City minis are designed to be push fit, so there's not as many customization options on there without you hacking and slashing some of your minis apart, or precision cutting some of your minis apart. But these, I've just, instead of putting them on the circular bases, just popped them in some regular 25mm diagonally slotted bases, and they look absolutely fine. And again, they line up nicely with our other GW mini that we know stacks up nicely with all the others. So they can go over there. Then that brings us to Crooked Dice. So we've got some Crooked Dice minis, Zombie Husks. This is a pack of 5. I think they have recently increased in price. They might be £20 now. Since the last order, they've increased their pricing a little. But these, if anything, are a little bit shorter. Now, when I first put them alongside, I thought, well, actually, they're just shorter townsfolk, or are they like teenagers? Are they zombie teenagers? Because why should you always have just zombie adults? Surely you're going to have some zombie teenagers too. So we've got a female and a male zombie there. Now they come with slotted bases. So again, I've just dropped them into some 25mm square slotted bases. So we've got some of those. Haven't put the rest together yet. They're still in the blister. That's them. And then finally, let's come to the Fireforge minis. So there is 2 kits for the Fireforge. We've got Living Dead Peasants, which is this sprue here on the left, and we have got Living Dead Warriors here on the right. Now I've got the box for the Living Dead Warriors. I haven't got the one for the Peasants to hand, but the box for the Warriors here. I'll show you this. So this kit, now they have rebranded recently. They've had the packaging made up so it actually has 18, but they did just put stickers on some of them when they first changed the content, because it used to come with just 12 minis. So there's an example of some of the things that you can build painted. This is a great kit. So this is this sprue here on the right. So it comes with 6 different bodies. You get some shields, you get a whole load of arms with different weapons, spears, what have you. So, but rather than, I thought, building a unit of warriors, because all the zombies are generic for Old World, and that's not the game that we're playing. So I thought I would just mix them in with my existing zombie units. So they've got a variety of different weapons, the ones that I've built, and also, I only picked up the one. Might have only picked up the one. That's no good, is it? But a variety of different weapons. So this guy's got a spear and a shield. We've got very cool padded armor on, and they scale nicely with our other minis. So like our flagellant. So this little flagellant guy's hunched over slightly, and the Fireforge guy lines up okay. But they wouldn't work as like skeletons because they've got too much flesh on. You couldn't have them in as your skeleton units. But they do work quite nicely as just dead soldiery that have been recently reanimated from the battlefield. Pretty cool. Nice models. And their arms and what have you are easy to swap over with, say, the flagellants or the villager kit, which I've got the sprue for the villager kit here, and a couple of built variants like these. And here's one that I painted ready for undercoating, or undercoated ready for painting. There, so you've got one head with a crow pulling the skin off it. I think that one's pretty funny, and a couple of female torsos. And again, they line up nicely scale wise with the others. So 6 different bodies, 2 are female, 4 are male, and then you've got a variety of different arms. So single arms with outstretched hands and what have you. You've got a big knife, you've got a cleaver, you've got a little sickle, you've got an arm holding a lantern, axes, and then you've got double-handed options. So shovel, axe, hoe, pitchfork, scythe, flail, pickaxe. Plenty of options there. And on the villager sprue, we get 12 different heads. Now with the warrior sprue, it comes with a separate little sprue that's got 8 heads. So you get less option on the thing, but these heads do have the same, sorry about that, these heads do have the same contact point type fixings. So you could interchange the heads between the 2 kits, or indeed our leftover flagellant heads from the GW sprue. So where these have a little socket in the back, and the flagellant head has a little nub. So if you just get a sharp knife, you can slice that little nub off, and then you could use some of your spare flagellant heads on these bodies for a little bit more variety, which is perfectly fine. Or the Mantic zombie heads also have little flat spots on the back, so you would be able to use those as well, with a little bit of trimming on these necks on both of these sprues. So I think both of these kits are absolutely excellent. The Fireforge kits. They do make a Living Dead Knights kit, which is a mounted kit. And let me just briefly show you the box for those guys, but we're not going to go into them right now. So they are very much more skeletal knights on horses, and again they changed their packaging so it included extra minis. Yeah, very much more skeletal knights rather than zombies, so we're not going to touch too deeply into that one. And then the other thing that I've done as unit filler type stuff is Renedra, which we'll put a picture up on the screen, but Renedra make a sprue of gravestones. So I've mounted some gravestones onto some 25mm bases, and they will go mixed in the unit as unit fillers. And then with a couple of bits like this. So this is a signpost from Cursed City. This is from the Renedra kit. And then that is a 50mm by 75mm base. So when we rank our guys up, that'll just help fill the gaps in our unit. Make us make a much bigger unit of zombies without quite so many minis going on there. So what have we got here? There you go. There's 20. There's 20. 20. 25. Easy. Now, zombies can have a standard bearer and a musician in their unit, but no unit champions. So you could get as weird and wonderful with models for those as you like. What I'll do is I'll just run across the front of this and show you a size comparison for the whole unit. But there we go. That is what I've been building recently. Zombies for Warhammer The Old World from a variety of different manufacturers, different kits, and kit bashing a few bits and pieces together from different manufacturers just to show you what is and isn't possible. Hope that's very useful to you. Please like and subscribe the video. That would be subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up on the video, and hit the bell for subscribing and all that sort of jazz. That would be absolutely amazing. Let us know what other kind of videos that you might want us to make, and leave us a comment if you are able. That would be absolutely perfect for algorithm type purposes. Head on over to mightylancegames.co.uk to pick up all of the bits and pieces that I've shown off in this video, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you.